Hello YouTube, it's me, Ryusei81, bringing you a Wi-Fi battle. Alright, so I'm facing Nick. He is from Shofu's stream chat thing. It's actually a pretty good chat. So I lead off with Shuckle. He leads off with a Gyarados, and like, Shuckle, I love Shuckle this gen, all because of sticky webs. So I go straight for sticky webs, not thinking Gyarados would carry the taunt, but he does. So it makes Shuckle kind of useless. So he takes the opportunity to switch, because I'm switching out. He goes into his Magnezone, which I'm thinking is Scarfed, or choiced in some way, possibly. And I go into my Trevenant. Now, my Trevenant is 252 into special defense, and has an impish nature, so he goes straight for the Volt Switch. I take that pretty well, all considering. And he sends out Gyarados back again, and I think here I went straight for the Will-O-Wisp. What I was thinking, Will-O-Wisp the Magnezone to get some residual damage on it, so that my Charizard X could come and just kind of like Flare Blitz it to death, and I don't have to worry about any consequences from Sturdy. So the Gyarados is carrying a Lumberry, so I think it's more of a defensive set, possibly. But he goes back out into Magnezone, and I go straight for the Will-O-Wisp. Honestly, I just had a brain fart there. I forgot Gyarados was carrying the taunt, because most Gyaradoses don't, but it ended up working out in my favor. So here he goes straight for the Flash Cannon. I survive it. I get the Will-O-Wisp off on the Magnezone. So now I broke its sturdy and stuff like that, and it's forever burned and forever taking residual damage every time it switches in. So that's a good thing on a Magnezone. So here I go for the Protect, thinking I'm gonna try to gain some lefties recovery, and he takes this opportunity to go back into Gyarados to possibly set up, maybe do an Ice Fang. So with that said, I want to take my Trevenant out because it's gonna die, and I go into my Chansey, which is like my physical wall. And you'll see why he's my physical wall. So he goes straight for the taunt, thinking that I was going to go straight for the Will-O-Wisp. I predicted that because I remembered. I go, oh, he has taunt. So I'll go straight to my Chansey. He goes for a Dragon Dance, and I was surprised at this play. At this point, I thought I was done. Like, I really thought I was done. He's Dragon Dancing up. I was like, okay, he's just going to DD up, and he's going to sweep my whole team. But I never give up, you know, I always just keep trying until the very end. So he gets 2 DDs up, taunts me again, and at this point, all I can do is counter. Like, I don't have Seismic Toss, I don't have any of those crazy moves, which I might reconsider my Chansey build. I might put Seismic Toss on it, I don't know, but, so he keeps DDing. I think this is the 4th DD he gets up. Yeah, he gets up to 4 in total, and this is why I say Chansey's my physical wall. So, a +4 Gyarados goes straight for the Waterfall onto my Chansey, and I live it. And then I punch it in the mouth. And that's the defensive bulk of Chansey. So nobody, and I mean nobody, better underestimate my Chansey. Counter Chansey all the way. So anyways, here he switches into Garchomp, which is really good, because Garchomp's pretty crazy good. Now, I probably should have saved my Shuckle. Here, I switched my Shuckle in. This is, like, literally, I just caught this. It doesn't even have Sturdy. I literally just caught it, and I didn't F-train it, didn't put any IVs or whatever. I might have put some, like, proteins or whatever, the medicine. So, Shuckle dies. He doesn't do too much this match. So here I go out into Greninja, because Greninja's really fast, and Ice Beam will kill it. I go straight for the Ice Beam, because I felt that even if he does switch in his Aegislash, I'll still get a little residual damage and have a chance to freeze. Plus also it's just a safe bet. Like, I felt that going for the safe bet, as you can see in this battle, tends to work out better. So I go straight for the Dark Pulse, and then he goes straight probably for the Sacred Sword to try to get that super effective. Like, he probably should have went straight for the Shadow Sneak, knowing that I was Ice type, and he would have gotten damage off, but I was focus sash, so I wasn't worried about any attack really. So here, I went for the Scold instead of going for the Dark Pulse again, because I knew if he went Shadow Sneak, I'd resist it, and then I figured if he went into the Garchomp, I would hit it and have a chance for burn. So then Tangrowth, obviously grass, I just go straight for the Ice Beam, knock it out. We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. So he goes straight into Magnezone, because Magnezone is Magnezone. Here I switch out, go into my Trevenant, Chansey, sorry, for Death Fodder, because I honestly thought he might live this, because I do run the Eviolite, but I don't run any investment into special defense. So, okay. So he dies. I'm like, okay, he must be choice specs because he keeps volt switching and all that stuff. Now, this is why I don't use the switch moves as much, such as U-turn and volt switch, unless my opponent has more health, because then it gives me switch advantage. So I go straight into my Greninja, I go straight for the Ice Beam. I know he might switch into his Aegislash, but again, I needed to get rid of the Garchomp, so I just went for this safe bet. Boom. So he switches back into his Magnezone, which basically counters my Greninja. I go into Trevenant. I was thinking that he was gonna die, but he ends up taking the Volt Switch fairly nicely and giving me a little bit of a switch advantage, kind of. So he goes into Gengar, and I'm like, okay, well, Gengar's probably gonna Mega, and I have really nothing at this point to switch into Gengar. So I'm just going to let my Trevenant die. I think I went for the Leech Seed in the, in the case of he might be over-predicting me and go for, like, a Focus Blast or something, because he might have predicted me going into my Greninja. But, so he goes straight for the Shadow Ball, takes out Trevenant. Again, safe move, ended up working. So I go for my Avalugg, and now my Avalugg is amazing. It would have done a lot better if I played a little bit better. So here he goes straight for the Sludge Bomb, trying to do as much damage as possible. And I take that, a little more than half, whatever. A little less than half. Mirror Coat, take him out. Here, I could have went straight for the Earthquake, which I really should have. But the Recover wasn't a bad move either. So, I thought I was going to get up to full, but I'm just shy. I'm 7 away from full. So, here he goes straight for the King Shield. I reveal that I have Earthquake, and I thought what he was going to do, I don't know what he was, I don't know what I was thinking at this point. I thought I was going to just take Sacred Sword a lot better than I took it. So, here he goes for the Sacred Sword, +2, on an Avalugg, and I take it, and instead of going straight for the Earthquake, like I should have, Weakness Policy activates, but instead of going straight for the Earthquake, I go for the Recover. And it didn't cost me the game, because, you'll see, but it did detriment my team a little bit. Like, I could have won with an extra guy or two. Well, anyways, so he goes for the Sacred Sword, and Avalugg goes away. So, Avalugg had so much potential to be so good this match. But I, as a trainer, kind of messed that up. But that's okay. I mean, he went for 1-for-1, and that's all he needed to do. And he almost went 2-for-1, which is awesome. So here I go into my Greninja, and I have the Focus Sash. I'm not afraid of any attack, really, because I'm going to live it. So he goes for the King Shield. I'm not 100% sure why. The Dark Pulse did 3/4 or so previously. So I don't know. I think I don't know. I felt that the King Shield was almost a waste unless he was gonna switch out, but obviously he wasn't going to. So he just kind of wasted a turn. Here he goes straight for the Shadow Sneak, and this is a +2 Aegislash. Doesn't do too much, and resistances are amazing. So I go straight for the Dark Pulse just because I want to be safe. It'll get residual damage on anything that switches in, if need be. So here he goes straight into Magnezone. And I go for the Dark Pulse because I didn't really have any switch-ins, and I was kind of banking on the flinch, but I ended up getting a critical hit. Then the burn happens, and Magnezone goes down, and my last dude is Charizard X. rate, comment, subscribe. Hopefully you guys like it, and I'll be uploading more soon. Thank you. Subscribe if you guys want to battle. Just hit me up.